As far as her super move, we could probably see her attacking the opponent with different plants and ending it with her calling a huge plant that might eat the opponent and spit them out or something.
I'll leave when I'm done with you.
What's up guys, it's LegendX Ronin, and today I have another Injustice 2 topic video for you guys. In today's video, I want to discuss the recent reveals that we've gotten for Injustice 2, along with the leaked roster that we got a while back and my DLC predictions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, don't forget to drop it a like to help support my channel and possibly subscribe for more Injustice 2 content. Okay, so first, let's discuss the recent reveals that we've gotten. I gotta say, NetherRealm Studios have really been on their A game with all these reveals that we've been getting. Last week we got Black Canary, then Monday we got Swamp Thing, and then yesterday we got Catwoman, Cheetah, and Poison Ivy revealed. Black Canary is awesome. I've really been enjoying playing her in the beta. She has some of the best gameplay so far out of all the characters that are in the beta to me. Swamp Thing, he looks freaking amazing. I really think that he has some really cool powers with his plant moves and how he can make clones of himself, and his super looks really cool also, and I really like the new stage that was featured in the trailer. Catwoman, Cheetah, and Poison Ivy are all looking really great. I wasn't really expecting to see Cheetah in the game, but she does look like she's going to be a pretty good character. We didn't get to see too much gameplay from her, but we did get to see some of her super kind of like scattered throughout the video, and it does look pretty cool. She like kicks the opponent up in the air and then cuts them up and then kicks them to the ground. I'm sure we all expected Catwoman to eventually be added in, so I wasn't too surprised to see her revealed. We didn't see too much of gameplay from her neither, but we did see some scenes from the story mode actually, which is our first bit of story mode that we actually got to see for Injustice 2, and then we get to see a bit of her super also scattered throughout the video, which seems to involve her riding on a motorcycle, dragging her opponent with her whip, and then finishing them off by crashing her motorcycle into the opponent. Lastly, we got to see Poison Ivy, who we finally got to see an official reveal for after she was teased in the story trailer. We saw a tiny bit of her gameplay as well. I did notice how she had like this little plant that was like perked up on her shoulder when she was fighting, so that was pretty interesting. I wonder like what kind of role that's going to play with her gameplay, but that is something that caught my attention. We also got to see her fighting in a new stage, which is supposed to be Gorilla City, so I assume that that will have something to do with Gorilla Grodd, but we'll have to wait and see. And the last thing we got to see was her super, which I gotta say I called that being her super. I knew that it would have like a giant plant eat the opponent and then spit them out. It looks really awesome. I really can't wait to see how it is in game when you're actually playing Injustice 2. We've been getting a lot of reveals thrown at us lately, and I gotta say I'm really loving all of the news and the hype for Injustice 2 that it's receiving, and I really can't wait to see how this game is going to be when it's finally finished. The next thing I want to talk about now is the leaked character roster that we got a while back before the Injustice 2 story trailer. Now when the leaked roster had first hit the internet, it was easy to not really pay much attention, but then after the story trailer we noticed that the characters teased were in the leak. Then one by one, each character that has been revealed so far has been on this leaked roster, and even now there's even more proof that this leak is more than likely going to be real, because even more characters have been leaked and revealed to be in Injustice 2. During the hype with the new female character trailer that we got yesterday, the Injustice 2 mobile game was released in the Philippines, which I'm guessing was like a test or something they were doing for it. But even now, we have more information thanks to that. We now know that Green Lantern, Cyborg, and Scarecrow will now be in Injustice 2 as well, due to them being shown in the mobile game. Now, I would show some of the gameplay from the mobile version of Injustice 2, but that could possibly get this video taken down, so I will just leave like a link for it in the description below in case you guys want to check that out. But at this point, it's pretty safe to say that this leak is pretty real. Like, the leaker claimed to be friends with someone who's working on the mobile game, so it does kind of make sense that he would know a bit about it. So I think that this is possibly going to be the full roster for Injustice 2. After looking at this roster and comparing it with my predictions from before, I will say that I wasn't too far off now. I did manage to guess most of the characters with the exception of Bane, Brainiac, Cheetah, Firestorm, and Mr. Freeze, who I think is supposed to be a premiere skin for Captain Cold, I'm not sure. But I did kind of get hell for putting like dead characters in my roster prediction video. But as you guys can see now, Black Canary and Swamp Thing are both dead characters, but they are on the main roster for Injustice 2. Then this lead roster shows that the Joker and Green Arrow will also be on the roster, so I guess we can kind of put to rest the whole idea that dead characters can't be in Injustice 2. I think I'm going to be okay with this being the roster, though I am a bit upset about some of the characters like Starfire and Red Hood not being in. After all the hype that we had for Red Hood and how Ed Boon talked about him a bit, I'm really surprised that we won't have him on the main roster, though I kind of predicted that there was a chance that this could happen. I mean, that being said, there's still the possibility that he could be put into Injustice 2 somehow. Also, I just wanted to state that I'm really surprised that there's going to only be like 7 females after Ed had said there would be more females in this game. I know a lot of people were really excited about when he said that, so it's just a bit funny to me that they did put like the same amount of females from the last game onto Injustice 2. But with that being said, there still could always be a chance of us getting more female characters as DLC. Now moving on to the final thing I want to talk about in this video, which is the possible DLC characters that we could get for Injustice 2. At this point, we do know that there will be at least 40 characters on the roster. The leak shows that there will be 32 characters initially, while we have the promised 9 bonus DLC fighters that you will get when you buy the Ultimate Edition for Injustice 2, which I do presume you will be able to buy them separately if you don't get the Ultimate Edition. With us now knowing pretty much who's going to be in, I think it's going to be a bit easier to be able to choose who could possibly be DLC characters for Injustice 2. So with that being said, here are my predictions on who will be DLC for Injustice 2 when it's released in May. Okay, so we already know that we will be getting Darkseid as a pre-order bonus, which means he will be one of the 9 DLC characters that we will be getting. We already know also that we are going to get some kind of form of guest characters, and as I stated before, Sub-Zero and Spawn are pretty much a promised bet for DLC characters that we could see. Ed has talked about them more than any other guest character, so I'm sure that they will be in. He also mentioned Hellboy a couple times, I know once in a voting poll with Spawn, and also another time when he addressed a fan about Hellboy being in. So I do think that Hellboy could probably be another guest character that we might get as well. We did get 4 guest characters in Mortal Kombat X, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got around 3 or 4 also in Injustice 2. That leaves 4 more characters to be possible DLC. We already know that Ed Boon made a poll a while back asking if we wanted any Watchmen characters in the game, which 75% of people said yes. So there's a good chance that we are going to get a Watchmen character, with Rorschach being a very solid choice from that series. Then there's Starfire, who I feel like should have made the main roster, though she didn't. She did win the voting poll a while back though, where Ed was asking who did we most want to see between her, Constantine, and Black Manta, so we could definitely see her as a possible choice for DLC. Another possible choice for a DLC character is Beast Boy, who is a highly demanded character to be in Injustice 2 and a character who I think will be really cool to see. Ed did respond to a tweet about him a while back, so hopefully that does mean something and we could possibly have him in as a DLC character. I know a lot of people really wanted him to be on the main roster, and though he wasn't, I guess I kind of understand, because I feel like there will be a lot of work that will be needed to get his gameplay right, considering that he can turn to all these different animals, so I feel like it would make sense for him to be a DLC character. But I definitely think that he has a high chance of being one of the characters who will be DLC for Injustice 2. Lastly, I think that Static Shock will also be DLC. He's a very underrated DC character that a lot of people wanted to be in the first Injustice, and though he wasn't, he was in the mobile version of it. So hopefully they will make the decision this time around to put him in Injustice 2. I really imagine him having some really cool gear, and definitely something that he can do gear-wise with his hover disc. So these are the characters who I think that we could possibly get as DLC now that we kind of know who's going to be on the main roster. I know that some of you might be thinking now though, what about Red Hood? And I gotta say that I'm really beginning to think that he might be a premier skin for Robin. He was in a voting poll a while back where it was him, Nightwing, and Robin Damian Wayne, where he actually won, though Robin got put in the game instead despite having the lowest votes. I'm sure though Ed made this poll, he kind of already knew that they were going to have Robin in the game instead, so maybe they were kind of just testing to see how he would do demand wise up against Nightwing and Red Hood. But I do think that Red Hood will be in the game somehow, whether it's as a premier skin or even more future DLC, or I could just be wrong altogether and he could be one of the initial 9 DLC fighters. Regardless, I'm sure that Red Hood will be in Injustice 2. There's so much demand for him, and I just can't imagine NetherRealm Studios really not doing anything about it. Definitely with Ed Boon already making all these polls about him, I just feel like it has to be something that's going to happen for Injustice 2. So I feel like at some point or in some way, Red Hood will be in Injustice 2 somehow. So what do you guys think about the newly revealed characters that we've gotten in the last couple of weeks? Who are you most excited to play as? And what do you think about the leaked roster? Are you happy about it, or are there other characters that you feel like should have been in the game? Be sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. There's supposed to be another character reveal scheduled for the 23rd of this month, so be sure to check back here for an update on that character reveal. And currently, as I'm finishing up this video, Ed Boon just announced the Injustice 2 mobile game, so things are really falling into place for this leak. But as always, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop it a like. We were able to get the last roster discussion video over 1,000 likes, so let's see if we can do the same for this video. I really appreciate the love and support. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to check out my other videos and possibly subscribe for more Injustice 2 content. This is Legend X Ronin, and I'll see you guys later.